Hey guys, how are you doing? How's everyone? It's been a while since I last live streamed because I've been working on a few things. And maybe before we even get to the live stream, I can make a few announcements. So, for any of you who have been using the asset library, I'm changing it a bit. So now I'm making it so it's no longer called the asset library, it's now quick functions because I think it has grown beyond just being an asset library, but the asset library functionality is going to still be there and you can access it directly here. So this is going to be the new library. It's no longer a quick it's no longer just an asset library, it also gives you access to a few functions. That's why I'm calling it quick functions. You still have all the functionality of the asset library, but now we also have some quick functions that I'm still working on here. Hello, Vinet. How are you? Yeah, one of the functions I'm working on for is say you have this is all going to be part of the quick function add-ons, which has been the asset library. So again, I'm making a few changes. Let me first get it. So for example, if you have one of the quick function I'm working on are the animation functions. So for example, if you have an object like this that is animated, I got this from Mixamo. It's a simple animation. You can make a few copies of this with Shift D. Now, if you play back, you can see that the animation is synchronized. One of the quick functions I'm adding to this is a way to randomize the animation or to even offset it. So if you just select the amateurs, or even if you just select the entire character, as long as the mesh is not, as long as only the bonds are animated, you can simply randomize the animation, and you can see now every character you're getting that variation. Randomization. So these are some of the quick functions that I'm adding to the asset library, which is no longer called the asset library. Now it's going to be called quick functions. Hello in control. Hello Vinet. Yeah, so and let me show you another example here. Let me actually go to the scripting tab. If I have, say, a simple cube animation here with a few keyframes, so let's just add some keyframes. Let me also change the frame rate here. So that's our animation, and let me also remove the X component so that I can easily duplicate this. So if I duplicated this a few times, you can see the animation is synchronized. Now with the quick functions add-on, which has been the asset library, you can easily offset the animations. Say I can offset it so that is something like that. I can negative offset it so that it starts on the opposite side. I can reset the animation, or I can even just randomize the animation so that everything is random. You can change the random, how big the random is. Let me first reset and then randomize again. You can see you can randomize the animation quite a few times. I like that. Yeah, so that's going to be the new quick function add-on, which was the asset library. The asset library functions are going to still be there. Yeah, so let's go into today's live stream. Let me make sure that everything is good, my audio is good. Okay, yeah, so let's today I wanted to do some lighting tests, just to practice my lighting. Yeah, my lighting, how I light my scenes. And I have a few reference images from ArtStation. You can see I have this scene here. It looks very nice. It's by Corentin Wunche. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name, but yeah, so we're going to try and replicate some of the lighting we have here. Something like this, some of these here, and see how much of this we are able to do. I like this scene here. You see, very simple setup, but with really good results. And this one was made in Blender, so yeah, great. Jacob Fazekas. Hello, Beaver Summer. How are you doing? Glad to see you. Yeah, there's also this matrix kind of scene. I think we can also do this. It's very, very simple setup. Doesn't really look like there is a lot. Yes, matrix scene. And let's see. Yeah, this is Yeah, I think we can also try something. We'll see if we have time. I also like this scene. It is also made up of a very, very simple things. I only have grass here and a character. And this also looks good. And yeah, let's see what we are able to do. I think I liked this piece, so we're going to start with that just because of its simplicity. Maybe you could do it in a few minutes. And we're going to make ours a bit different. I don't know if this one was seen from a side view, but I want to make it from an up view. Your asset library add-on is such a huge help. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you too. And I'm making a few changes to it. As you see, it's no longer going to be called the asset library. It's going to be the quick functions add-on because I've added a few functions. And I'm also adding more functions in the shader tab, as you'll see as we're using them here. So let's create a scene like this. I want it to be from top down. So add a plane like this. Scale it like that. And thank you. So let's go to the library function and search for some materials. I'll call this, or search for wall, search for everything here. See if I can get some good looking walls. Or let's look for concrete. Can grab something like this, use that as set up the materials easily like that. Something like that. Yeah, I think we can also extrude this. I'll select this face, unwrap that face, unwrap that face as well. So we have something like this. And with your UV map, let's change this to the UV editor here. We can, I think, realign these walls just so we get the details in different areas. Actually, I think this is fine. Let me go. I want the camera to be from top view like this. And I think I'm also going to extrude this like that. Also grab these faces, extrude them all. And yeah, we're doing some quick light studies just so anyone who's getting here, let's just see how this looks. Let's use cycles because it's much faster, much easier for this type of scenes. Link materials like that. I'll go to my wall settings. I don't want any light from there. And let's add a large area light behind here, just to replicate the same lighting that he has there. I'll turn on viewport denoising. And I'll also change to my GPU here. Let me just scale the light up. I want it to fill the entire space here, so let's do something like, I don't know, 4. Have it in the center. Okay, something like that. Hey, can I ask where did you buy your PC from? I just bought it from a local shop here. It was around maybe something like $300. Sorry, something like $1,000, not 300. Maybe even more than that. I don't remember very well. I want these walls to extend a bit down. Maybe even the entire thing can be shifted up. I think one thing we could do is extend, because this light is close to here, the entire place is being lit up. So what I think we could do is we don't want to spend too much time on each piece. So let's see. Let me push it down. I also want to have some ambient light up here, just a little bit, so that not everything is dark. Now, a scene like this doesn't look that interesting, but what we could do to make it more interesting, let me first align everything here. To make it more interesting, is strong, does he do shipping or something? Yeah, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. He just imports them to sell them here, just here. And first. Okay, so now to make this scene a bit more interesting, we can add in some characters and some detail. What I'm going to do is just import in a character from Mixamo. So I'll import FBX, go to my download. Yeah, I have this character updying scene. Yeah, we have this guy. And we want to make a few of them. So let's see. Let me turn on random colors here. Yeah, we have that animation. And like I said, we can use the quick functions add-on, which is previously called the asset library, to offset some of the animation, because I want to have a few characters. Maybe there's a gunfight and we can see bullets hitting them or something like that. So I'm just going to duplicate like 3 of these characters like this, and I just select. Right now the animation is synchronized, but using the quick functions add-on, which again was the asset library. So I'll just go to my quick functions, show animation functions, and just hit randomize animation, just so we have some randomized animation. So yeah, I need to change this to a very large number, to a large number like 10, so that the characters, the animation of the characters is animated, is randomized. Let me reset this and maybe use a value like 25, randomize, so that yeah, each character is at a different position. Now, if we look at this from the camera view, hope this doesn't crash because I wasn't saving. Okay, let me actually save. I'll call this light study. You can see already the scene looks very, very interesting. One thing we can do is I want to have very long shadows. So let's reduce, yeah, so something like that. If you reduce the size of the light, you get long shadows. And I think we can also use something like 500 for the light, just to make things more interesting. And let me see if let me change the camera. You see, I also have some camera functions, so I can change the focal lengths directly here using the add-on. So let's use a 25 millimeter for this, and maybe extend the walls as well up. See how that would look. And just bring this light up. Hello, Raizo AR. How are you doing? Glad to see you. And I also added this other function called align camera to view. So when you think I have a better view, you can just hit align camera, and the add-on should align the camera to that position. But I don't think this would be the best view. I want to see the shadows, so I'll just move the camera here back to this position. And now our scene looks okay, but it lacks detail. So let me first unwrap this. Just do smart projection. Let's see. We lack detail in this, so I'll go to my asset library or the quick functions add-on into the libraries section. Search for some stuff. Let me see if I have anything here that I could add in here. I have this concrete column. I can add it in. So I can have some extra detail into the scene, because right now it looks a bit too plain. Let's see if I use block. Don't want to use any of these. Let me see. Column. I can get this, maybe add that somewhere there. Just scale it up so that our scene has some extra detail to for the camera to look at. Let's look for, maybe we can add in some plant. No, let's not add in plants, because that will just give the this a different look. I need to have a lot of light coming out from this end, so I think I can use, let's try using an emissive object. So I'll just use a shader, emission shader, because yeah, something like this. You see, now we get a more epic scene. Now we don't need this light anymore. So you can see, just with a few details, you can make something look kind of more epic. And maybe what we can do is scale up these characters a bit. And maybe add some bullet lines to show impact. So I'm going to create something like to use a plane like this. Now that is just going to create a bullet path, and I can give it an emissive material as well. So shader, emission shader. I'll give this something like that. So, and maybe have another one, stray bullet. Want them to be really thin. Let's see if I disable this light for a second. That's how things look. Or what if we have this light coming from this side instead. Now I think it's better to be in the back there. I think one thing we could do is also, let me first go to save. Let me first pause this and go to Eevee for a second here. Yeah, one thing we can do is give these these bullets some detail as well. These path trails some details. So I'm going to use a texture, noise texture, a noise texture like this, and mix it with. Let me see. What should I mix it with? I actually need a shader, another shader. I need a transparent shader. If you select two nodes like this, and let me just mix them like this, and now we can use this as the factor for the mix node like that. So that let's see. I also want to make sure that I have. If we are using Eevee, we're going to need. That's the way to create a bullet trail. Yeah, I think so too. They can be animated to yes, yeah, they definitely can be animated. They shouldn't have any shadows. So we're going to create a convert car ramp here. Just want to have some bullet trails. Like that. And maybe parts of this wall were hit, so I'll just have the bullet scrape parts of this wall just a tiny bit, and we can easily do that by just making use of, let me first remove this. I can just make use of the sculpt tools. So if I go to sculpt mode, because I want the bullet to make it seem like it scraped parts of this wall, so I'll go to sculpt mode and just get the clay brush, and also use a dynamic topo tool to just add some cut of parts of that like that. Let me increase or reduce the display size. Just have some detail like that. Now we need to unwrap this. I'll just use cube projection. So something like that. Now what we are lacking is some particles to show that there was a bullet impact. So what I'm going to do is just add a cube like that. Give us a subdivision surface. Now go to my asset library and search for rock. So we get some rocks like this. I'll grab this. I'll just add that into the scene. Now where did I add that? Let me add it. Okay, these are really small rocks, but yes. And now we can reuse them in different areas. So I'm also going to grab this. Now if you look at these walls, they look quite high detailed, but that's okay. So I'm going to add them into a row collection. Now I come here, can come here. Using this here, I can instance those rocks. So I'll use a hair system. Advanced render should be collection, and the collection can be rocks. Hello, Kal Rav Gupta, how are you doing? How are you doing? So we have the rocks here. We don't need that many. We can use about 500. And the scale is going to be random. So should the rotation. Should be very, very randomized, like that. And I'm going to grab this face here, parts of this, and just follow the path of the bullet, like that. Just grab it like that. I'll go to my instancing, just turn off the particles for the mesh for a second. Maybe we need even less particles. Let's try 200. And we can give this mesh, the emitter, a displacement texture. A displacement texture that uses a noise, a cloud noise. Just going to make sure that this is above the particle system, so that we have some particles that are following the path of the bullet. Just like that, I can go to the particle system and just increase the scale a bit. And instead of using faces, we can use, under source, we can use volume. That way we can even spread these particles further by just duplicating the mesh a few times. So the bullet hits that part of the block. That maybe we can also make the actual bullets. So I'll just add a cylinder here, rotate it 90 degrees. So the bullet, and just have it there. So our bullet is just a cylinder, something like this. You can choose to be as detailed as you want. Now use my asset library here because I know I have some metal material. Let me look for metal. Material. Should have this copper material, could work very well here. Yo, thank you for subscribing at TJ's Cube. Thank you, really appreciate that. Yeah, so we can also add some extra detail to the bullet. So like in here in the back, Now we can also give it a bevel modifier just a bit, add normals. Now, since we're using Eevee for a second, let's first turn on all the effects. Let's see. That's our bullet trail. Now, let's look at these in cycles. And something like that. That we need to have at least a bullet in focus that we can look at. Maybe we have a camera around here, so let me use my quick functions to just get the camera here. Yeah, like that. And I want the bullet to be at least visible to the camera, so just move it closer to the camera. Let me go back to the library and look for something to add in the background. Let me look for a gate. See if I have anything. Yeah, I have this fence here. I think it can add some extra detail to the back there. That is much needed. Yes. Can add maybe something like that. Let's see. You know what? I think that looks epic. Especially how the textures and the bullet is looking here. I'm liking that. Now let's add another bullet. Maybe somewhere. Yeah, super hot. Yeah. I get the same feeling here as well. Yeah, where the bullets are kind of slowed down as you play. What do you think about some blood splatter? So, on the floor? On the floor, some blood splatter on the floor. Let's see. Blood splatters just from the back, and see. For that, we might need to do a fluid simulation, but I don't think it's going to be problematic, as we don't need that much resolution. So let's try to do a quick fluid simulation. I'm just going to add a cube here, the domain around his back, like that. Let me see if my PC will be able to handle this. We can use, yeah, this is going to be our domain. So fluid domain, and this is going to be liquid. Just a quick fluid simulation and see. So we are going to need also an emitter. So I'll get something like a sphere. But just want half of the sphere. So something like this, and this is going to be a fluid. This is going to be a fluid type inflow, flow, liquid inflow. Does it have to be? Actually, it can be geometry with an initial velocity. Could a noise displacement or a mesh work too with blood splatter, with a blood shader, or for those who can't do sims? Yeah, it can, but it's not going to capture as much detail as this would capture. So, and because the ones you would get with our fluid simulations, the details you're going to get with our fluid simulation are going to be far superior. So let's see if I add. Okay, I'm trying to do the simulation. So this should be and a fluids. We need to be replay, the format to be replay. Just make sure that double check everything. Okay, that's a lot of liquid. Okay, Blender is going to crash because I typed in a very large subdivision. I guess I'll just have to end Blender for now. You also end this. Yeah, you see, yeah, I think we are not. My PC is not going to handle a fluid simulation at the same time as streaming. So let's try doing it, approaching it differently instead of trying to create a fluid simulation. So let me first pause for a second. One thing we could do, we could use metaballs for the fluid. So let's add what is it called, metaball here, and see if we can shape this into a viable fluid. Yeah, I think a metaball can work here. So you just have to move these spheres into what would look as something, maybe just try and create a very organic look. Yeah, a fluid sim would just take too much time, and I probably wouldn't finish without the PC crashing. Okay, I'm just waiting for the shaders to compile here for a second. Because I want to give this kind of a fluid material, so just going to give it a red, and give it also some translucent. Make it translucent, maybe not that much, and very, very reflective. And I'm just going to grab this and convert it into a mesh. So we have something like that. And this time let's try using the sculpt tool. There is this snake trail option. But it works best if you have Dino Topo on. So we can make more fluid like that, or more blood. I should really have got some reference images for this, but yeah. Just have to give it I'm not sure if that looks like blood, but I'll take it. Yeah, it looks good enough for the scene. I think so. I saw a tweet today. A guy made a pigeon going from a building to another building using geometry nodes. It's insane what people are doing with geometry nodes. Yeah, it almost looks like a completely different application, because I can't even. Some of the things they managed to do with geometry nodes, I have nowhere to start. I don't even know where to start. Have some. It's like coding. Yeah, it is like coding, but at least I can understand coding. But that geometry nodes, I really don't. I actually think the blood really looks way better than we would have money to get if we just use the fluid sim. Maybe make this a little bit darker. Okay, I think for that we need to reduce. Then I just crashed. Let me save a copy, make sure that I'm saving a copy of this before Blender crashes entirely. Hello, Valenci. How are you, man? How is everything? Yeah, I think we can duplicate some of these particles. I need to be pausing when I'm moving these things around because yeah, then I will crash if I don't. Yeah, the blood, I think, yeah, you're right. I think it needs to be a bit darker. Let me make it a bit darker. Then maybe what else can we add in? I'll go to the quick. I'll go to the quick. Well, is my quick library? Quick functions. Is it not enabled? Quick functions. See what else I can add. Let's play with okay. Can you please make Blender tutorial for beginner, please? I really learn a lot from you, but sometimes I need to follow exact number, like how tall is the building or something like that. Yeah, I have a lot of beginner tutorials on the channel. You can check them out. I even have a few playlists that you can watch to get yourself up to speed if you want to. Okay, let's add some details. Let me get back my quick functions add-on, and I see what else I can add in here that will make the scene look better. Let me look for a bin. I think I can add in this floating in the air somewhere. Just make it editable. So we should have, I'll just first separate the top part. This shouldn't be way bigger than couple of guns on the floor flying out of the man's hand. Yeah, I don't think I have any gun models, unfortunately. Let's look at the render here. I see you have FL Studio. Do you make bits? Sometimes when I'm bored, I just jump in and, but I'm not very good at it. I am not good at all. I'm tempted to make a few bits of my own, but not very successful at it. What do you not do? You code, you make art, you make beats. Yeah, I don't really make beats. I don't make, at least I'm not very good at it. Usually when I get bored of something, I try something different. So when I get bored of 3D, I do some programming. When I get bored of programming, I try doing some beats. Yeah, that's how I just keep myself motivated to continue doing this. Otherwise, it gets too repetitive. Any particular reason you are not using instead of alpha? Yeah, I'm just too lazy to download the latest version. That's my excuse. And sometimes a break up from 3D can agree. Yeah. It becomes too repetitive. So, and since I do this like a job, yeah, it gets very boring. Yeah, I'm lazy sometimes. Yeah, I think this piece is good as it is. We can move on to something different. But I really like the composition we managed to come up with here. These bullets really look, I think, really good. And yeah, we could add maybe a volume. But I think this looks good. I think even from this angle, it's starting to. I think it looks okay. Yeah, the blood can be a bit darker, but yeah, the blood really sell the impact of the bullet. Like really here it does show a lot of impact, and that I like. Let's see what else can we do. Let's see what else can we use for inspiration. Here is that. Any plans on getting some projects in metaverse? A lot of people are showing instead interest in 3D of metaverse nowadays. Yeah, I haven't really looked into metaverse that much, or see how it can be. Yeah, like how are they allowed to upload their own stuff in metaverse? Because I haven't really checked out how it works exactly. Let's look at some other compositions here. Yeah, I like this matrix scene. Let's try that. Try something similar to that. So, by the way, if you want to get the project files and the add-ons that I create, you can get them via Patreon. You can use the exclamation mark downloads to see where you can get the. By the way, bro, what mic do you use? Your voice is crisp. Thank you. I use a Blue Yeti Pro microphone. Yeah, so let's create something like this. Let's try something like this. Again, I'm going to use my quick functions add-on, which is the latest version of the asset library. I am revamping it so that is not just an asset library. So that is more than that. Why is it not enabled? Do quick functions. Okay. So for this, we just need a room like this. I'll go to the quick functions, go to the library. I'll look for tiles. Yo, thank you, Ludo Smith, for subscribing. Really appreciate that. I think I'll go to materials. I'll search for tiles. And there are a few we could use here. Let's try this for the flow surface. Let's try this. What's your Instagram? I use !! socials. You should be able to access it. I'm going to scale this up. Yeah, so we can start with this as the flow. Let's bring up some walls. Let me see if I have some walls here. Wall. Just create a few. Can I just use this instead? Just a P like that, separate it. Let me go to my quick functions. Just change the focal length, maybe a 25mm like that. Grab this, have it as the ceiling. Let's push the camera back a bit, maybe even a bit. I give it a slight little tilt for drama. I'll also change this to cycles, so we can start working on the lighting. I'll also turn on denoising. This time I want the samples to start at around 10 to avoid a lot of crashing. I'll call this matrix 2. Hello, just Elijah. How are you doing? Okay, so for this, let me go to the library and search for a light. I have a few lights that I could use here. I think this could work. And this we can add a few of these back here. Already the scene, I think, looks good with just a few things like that. Now let me make some of these walls white. So I'll go to materials, look for tiles, see what kind of tiles I have. I think I also have these white tiles, which don't look as good. Okay, Blender crashed before I could save, but before I could save the progress. But since we're using the quick functions add-on, we can easily get back most of our. Let me see, quick functions. I'll look for a light. Just bring back our light we were using. This here, drop it up there. Again, we want a few of these. Again, you can see that the scene already, with just a few things, it already looks good. we can look for, let's see, a chair. Now, I don't think I have a chair like the one he's using here, but I guess something like this could work. Now we need a character to sit in the chair. I'll just grab this guy. Scale him up and let's just have this guy seated. Have his shoulders a bit more relaxed, and maybe go to X, Y direction, and then edit the pause mode. It would be easier. X and Y direction, and I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Rana Abdullah. Yes. Yes. He needs to be rotated a bit. As his hand on the chair, being bossy and I think I need to make him more seated. Okay, let's see how he looks now. I think he let's add in some backlight. So just grab an area light. Just want it in the back here. Let me see if I actually just use these lights here. Okay, their light is a bit too soft, so let me just use an area light like before. And I want this to be more like leather instead of dark leather, so let me go to materials and look for if I have a leather material. I think this could work. Let's make it. And maybe we can also bring him a bit closer, or we can change the focal length. So I'll go to quick functions and change this to maybe a 30, 35. I'm going to change the material down here just a bit. Maybe make it more reflective. I'll just add a mix RGB here. Want him to look more scarier than he does right now, because especially because his feet are hanging on the chair. It doesn't look that intimidating. So let me scale him up a bit. So that it doesn't seem like a kid in a chair. Maybe another thing is change the design of the chair a bit. Let me see if this will help. Yes. Change the shape of the chair just a bit. Let's see. How about a chair like this? instead of this. Okay, this looks too small. Yeah, I think we can go with this stair. Not the best, but it will do for now. Let's see, what else do they have in this scene? They have some details on the walls, like pipes and other things, so let's do that. Let me search for some pipes. Metal. Just use this for that pipe. And we look for vent. Add in some vents. Let me edit this vent bit, because I think should extend a bit before it repeats. Add more vents. Let's look for more pipes. Yes. Just to have some interesting stuff in the back there. Now, one thing I think that we're lacking here is some volume, so I'll add that. Let me first pause this. Hey, is a game? Nice blender? Nice blender too. Nice blendering too. Let's see, add a principal volume. Hi, how are you? See, now it looks more menacing. Another thing I think is that we're seeing his face quite a lot. That's why he doesn't look that scary. We want to see nearly just his silhouette, and also the shirt he's wearing is also not helping a lot. So let me see. Let me go to my cloth library and see if I can get something. have this jacket here. It doesn't have hands. Adding this cloth would be much easier if I had not posed him already. But let's see if I can dress him up without losing my rig. I think I can. I just have to align the collar, and then everything else we can just use the sculpting tool. Yes, something like that. And I can now use the sculpt tool. There is this this tool here that lets you just lets you you know what, we can also just use the edit tools, just turn on proportional editing. Because I don't feel like rigging this character, especially since just need to position these vertices around, and he should be okay. Yes. To use the pose brush, well, need face sets. Ah, yeah, I remember that now. I remember. But yeah, I don't want to set those up. I think this would do. Just make sure that this is see-through. Yeah, I think it looks like he's wearing a shirt, and I'm just going to make this shirt a bit darker. Let me actually go to my quick functions add-on again, which is the asset library now, which is formerly this asset library. Go to my textures and look for, let me first link in my resources. I think under fabrics, PBR fabrics. Yeah, fabrics. I can link these in, and I should get some. Yeah, get this. Just add it as the new material for this. So let me create a new PBR, and I can see now that looks much better. Another thing that I want is I want him to be completely in leather. So this is how it looks right now. Hello, the Slayer 97. How are you doing? Hi everyone. Please, is there anyone here who would have the City Builder 3D add-on? I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. The shaders seem. It seems that Blender is still compiling shaders or has hung for some reason. Okay, we are good. Yeah. So I want him to be completely dressed up in leather. So what I'm going to do is just select all the faces that make up his shirt, his clothes, and I think the easiest way to select them is let me go into his UV map. His UV map, and you can see we have these islands here. So I can easily select the shirts, the trouser like this, and I want this to be selected as well in here. So I'm just going to grab this, Control L. Parts of this should also be selected. So I'll use the knife tool here. Sorry, the circle tool like that. Let's see also these arms as well. I'm not worried if I'm capturing some parts that are not cloth, because it's not going to be too visible, I think. Also select this, select this router here. And I just want to give this a new material, and that should be the leather material we just created. Now look at that guy now. Okay. My GPU has crashed. Let's first switch to CPU. I think it's starting to look good. Go back to GPU. Hopefully, yeah, it's now working again. I'm going to change these lights so that their lights is greenish like that. Now you see he looks more like a boss now. He does look, he fits the scene. I want something in the back, so I'm going to add another person in the back. Hey, we add a few guys here. Maybe he has a few people behind him. you would have to bend just a bit. Yo, thank you for subscribing. That's Timil. Thank you, thank you. I think I can have this hand just in the back like that. And let's make his leg crisscross crossed. I think to make it crossed, one has to be a bit forward and then bent, and then this is bent like this, and then this. Yeah, something like that. That's a nice pose, I think. Okay, I think we also need a light on this side. So I think I'm going to grab another area light. This here, just rotate it. And another one. And now Brenda crashes. Hello, Simon Loria. If you had to choose a female camera, if you had choose a female character, was more interesting. You think so? Let me see. The asset. Quick. Okay. Though I don't really have a lot of characters. This is the only female I have, and the way she's dressed, I'm not sure if I will be able to tell the difference. I think there is a way to transfer. Yeah, if you just select all the bonds, Ctrl C, you can paste the pose onto the other, like that. Now what is left, I need to mirror this, Ctrl P. I need to mirror this, Ctrl, yeah, like that. Maybe her hand is instead just resting here. I'm not sure what's going on with her fingers, but they shouldn't be broken like that. Yeah, something like that.
YouTube Shorts. Watch and create short videos on the YouTube app. The shorter side of
Look, I'm not sure why everything is slowing down now. Okay. I think I'm going to remove this light here and make this light a bit faint. Also just move the camera a bit to the middle like that so that everyone is in the middle. I'm doing well. How are you? I think we need more pipes. Let me first pause this. Just grab this. Just to have something in the background there. Just add a few of these. Let me search for fence. Yes. Can also add like a net up there. So I'm just going to subdivide this a few times, and I use the decimate modifier, and subdivide once, and then use wireframe. So we have something like this. I'll give it any material and just add an array as well, like that. Just have it up like that. Should give us some interesting detail. Can grab a few of these pipes and just add them behind that. That's okay. Just going to reset. Yeah, so let's try something else. Maybe that will even be the last piece. Let's see. So we're choosing from a list of pieces from ArtStation and just using it as inspiration to create something in a very short period. Use this. Now this we have finished. Maybe we could have given him some shades as well. Give him that matrix look. Yeah, I don't think we're going to create this one. You should use PureRef instead of opening many tabs for reference. Yeah, I could do that, but I don't have a lot of screen space. Yeah, screen space to do that. I think this also makes an interesting scene. So let's try it. Yeah, where is my? Okay, I'll create a new project. Drop our image. I'll start with the quick functions add-on, which again is the asset library. I just renamed it to quick functions because I'm trying to add more functions here. Let's start with we can start with a character. Just search for man. Just grab this guy here. Let's give him the same pose. Looks it. Just make his shoulders a bit slanted. Like that. Let's go to camera view. I'll use the quick functions, show camera functions, and just line up everything like that. Start with a flow. I can go to my library, look for some flows. Flow, ground, maybe. Let's say wall. Because I don't like starting from scratch. So let's just guess that's what we have to do for now. Let me grab this and change the camera view to a 25mm like that. Switch to cycles again. GPU denoise and change this to 10. Go to my world, remove everything, even the light. Just add, and let's see. Let me first pause the render. I'll go to my quick functions library, search for wall. Actually, just search for a concrete material. Use that for this here, for the ground, and also just create a few blocks. We don't really have to copy exactly what is done. Remember, we're just using this as inspiration. So just I'll go to switch back to EV, to cycle, sorry. Just add a glowy object as well. Emission. Just grab this. I'm trying to make ours a bit different from what he has. we shall see. Just grab a few walls to block out some of this light. Okay, now our light here seems to be a bit too much, and one thing I'm going to try is instead of using, let's try using an area light, because area lights are more directional than an emissive light like that. I think already our scene is starting to look more interesting. And I want to add a volume. So let me add a cube, scale it to scene. If it's a new material, this is going to be a volume. Can be 0.01 for density. And the volume actually should be a lot higher than this, and just make the light really powerful, so that we can see some good rays going through. Let me see if a spotlight would work best here. Oh, thank you, Nono Tarion. And let me move this here for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Can we use a spotlight? Let's see. So a spotlight definitely gives us better rays, but yeah, not enough light. Let me change the size of this. Let me see if I use a sun. Let me use a sky texture instead. but the back should also be blocked so we don't let in any light from there. Let me look for tiles here. For tile material, let's reuse this, or let's use this. Already, I think starting to look good. Just go to the settings here and just move the sun a bit up. The elevation to be something like 25, and the strength and I'm also going to add an area light just here, just in front of him, so we can see him, so we can see his silhouette much easier. Hello all, I just finished my latest project in Blender, a pirate ship. Took days for model and texturing. Share it in the Discord server, man. It would be amazing to see some of your work. So just use this exclamation mark Discord, Discord, if you want to share. What should we add? We add some plants. Let me see, grass. Let me just bring these particles up. And also grab a light here. I'm going to have it somewhere like that, just so we can start to see some of that grass. We need a better pose. Let me see. Let me search for other stuff we can add in here. Have this cylinder. Just going to have it, give it to him as some other backpack. think it will make him look more interesting. We can have some straps. Let me see. Yeah, we can have some strap. Actually, just grabbing a mesh like this from him. Yeah, Shift D, P. Yeah, this is enough for the straps. Just going to give this a solidify modifier for thickness. And basically now he has some straps. Let me just push them out of his skin a bit. Now we can just get rid of some of these faces that don't make sense for straps. There. I'm going to extend this room. Actually, I think let me just scale this. I'm going to extend this like that. Grab this face. Remove this pillar. I rarely use this item here, so I'm just going to add it into my scene because I think it's fitting, whatever these are. And you know what? We're going to pull the camera a bit back. Yeah, let's make a proper room. Going to grab these. Grab the grass. I'll just duplicate it like that. And make a proper room out of this. Just extend these walls like that, and I just push the camera back. And to make the scene more interesting, I think, let me first see what's going on. Yeah, I think we can make the room a bit taller. Make this window element a bit tall as well. Maybe even grab the camera, move it up a bit. Now we're going to grab another light. Anyone please help me in Spider-Man character rigs slow. I remove the the text or the, if I could read it anyway. Make this light. Let's go to this volumetric for a bit. Yeah, to make the scene more interesting, are we going to duplicate this character? Somewhere here. Going to attach this to end of the bone, backbones, Control P, bone, and just make it seem like this one was speaking something when whatever happened. And he's also trying to look. And, you can also duplicate another one of these. So at least we have 3 guys like that. This one, let me see. Can we give him an area light as well? Just out of frame, so we have a nice highlight, and maybe another one for this guy here, just so we have a nice outline as well. Let me, instead of using an area light here, let me try using an object, an emissive object, as it will also kind of try show that the background is overexposed. So let's do that. That's too bright. Yeah, I'll get a plant here. A plant like let me see, something like this. No, something like these leaves here, and just have them put them in this guy's hand so that it seems like he was picking something. So just not sure if it's too visible, but yeah, something like that. I'm also going to grab some fan, large fan. Fan like this. Okay, I don't think this is going to work. Let's see, what else can I do? Let's bring in some light. I have this tube light soft boxes that we could use. Just have them hanging in the scene. So just duplicate 1, 2, and a fourth one there. Also need wires. Something like that. I need just only these here. And we only need like that, and then they can also be much straighter. So do something like that. Just I think I can also duplicate some of these, like these. And I think we have a scene. Just have to increase the sample count. yeah, so from that to this. And let me see, how long has this stream been? 2 hours and 12 minutes. I think that's good. That's good. Yeah, so if you're new here and you would like to subscribe for more pieces, live streams like this, it would be amazing. If you want to like, that would be amazing too. But yeah, the stream is ending here. I'm going to give these 3 pieces a render at very high samples. Let me see. I'm going to render this for each for 30 minutes. And see how things come up. Now maybe let me double these samples as well, maximum samples. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you in the next